morning. I'm Connie Melton, an independent Silver Elite demonstrator with Stamping Up. And I'm here in McKinney, Texas, where it is yucky and icy. And so what do you do on a day like this? You go in your craft room and make your own sunshine. I'm going to show you this month's paper pumpkin. And then I'll show you at the end 3 alternates that I've made for this set. So let's turn the camera around and get started. So this is what this month's box looks like. And I've already taken everything out of that, so I'm going to scoot that over. And these are the instructions that came with it. So on your instructions, this is one thing that I've not seen any other company do, and I love this, as they give you a ruler every month. So when it tells you like 10 inches of twine, you can easily do that. You have all the instructions in here, but I'm going to fold these up because I've already looked at them. And I often just look at the picture on the front rather than instructions, because that just tells me exactly what to do. And on the back, it'll tell you other colors that it coordinates with. This month there's this quarter, January, February, and March, there's a little $12 die set that you can get that goes with something for each month. Obviously this month's was this die cut that looks like a postage stamp because everything's that way. But we also have the perennial postage dies that match it. Let's get started. So, like I said, here's a bunch of pieces that I've already punched out. Set those aside. It comes with 9 cards, 3 of 3 different designs. It also comes with 9 envelopes, 3 of the 3 different colors. But don't just consider their envelopes, because I'll show you in the alternatives that I made that they can also be part of a card. All right, so for this one, it shows, let's go ahead and put these down. You do get tear and tape with this one, as well as dimensionals. Oh, and the die set, stamp set, I'm sorry. This is what the stamp set looks like. I already have a few of them out on a block to show you this card, but it does come with a stamp set that I save all of mine and find I reuse them, especially the holiday ones like Happy Father's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Christmas, all those. So there are 9, 3 of each of these flowers in order to match up. I guess it wouldn't have to match, but I'm going to match them up because I can see this one has a point. And we'll just put them on there like that so you get a little bit of dimension. And use some of the dimensionals on this flower. Again, we're not coloring, we're just putting together. And where's the point on this one? I saw this earlier. Oh, there we go. Is that it? No. All right, now it's a puzzle. A little bit of an IQ test. You know what? It is an IQ test. I got the same kind of flower. I do believe there's a separate kind. Yes. Okay, I'm going to make this one match up. That's kind of pointed. That's it. Okay. I will set the other one aside for another card. There we go. Again, that IQ test thing. I'm failing poorly on this. All right, that's the point. So it would go like that. All right, one more flower. First saw this, I thought, well, that wouldn't make that much difference putting that on there, but it does. It really does make a difference. All right. Now, they included Poppy Parade, and try not to use those little ones because they're great giveaways. I am going to go ahead and use my big Poppy Parade. Oh, and there's two different pink in here. And I think I pulled the wrong one for this card. Let's see. This the plain one? No, this is the, I had it correct. It is the one with some background plaid in it. So there's two pinks and a white. I'm going to put this down here where it will be at least partially seen, and same up here. The first time you get paper pumpkin, you get a block like this, a thin one. Then our regular blocks are much thicker. So here it shows we're going to use the airmail stamp, and I have it on a big block over here. It's going up in the corner. Okay. Now, I made a boo-boo there. It kind of has a rocking motion. I did a rocking motion rather than just straight down and picking it up. So I got a little bit of a motion there. However, considering this is supposed to look like it went through the mail, I'm not going to worry about it that much. All right. Now we're going to put this one on here that says love, love, love. And it goes actually on the front piece of our card. Well, actually, sorry, it goes on a circle. No, the sending love goes on a circle. Sorry, this one does go on here. I should have done it before I did the flower. Then I could have gotten it up under the flower. Still might be able to. It'll be okay. I don't have to make mine look exactly like that, right? I can do a little bit of independent stamping. And this one gets sending love right in the middle. All right. And that will go up with dimensionals. And then we're just going to put tear and tape on the back. You could also use glue, regular tape. Tear and tape's just a little stronger. I'm going to hang this off just a tiny bit on each, on the bottom and the side. And if you don't like tearing, you can always cut. I guess then you have to call it cut and tape. Pull it down. And pull that off. The better you burnish it, the more easy it is to come off. And then we'll just put this down. Okay, so there's that one. Pretty easy. I will say I'm just going to show you this middle one because it is not one I would use my products for. Personally, I think it's a little busy. Is this one here? But they give you all these wonderful little stamps to use, and a beautiful flower. Just all sorts of different sizes and types of stamps. Like I said, that's just a little busy for me. So I will go on to the other one, the green one. And then I will show you how I used some of those stamps in a little bit different way. So we'll go on to the other one. And it's different. It's a smaller white cardstock. And I don't think I've ever seen one done this way, the paper pumpkin. So it's smaller, and then the piece that goes on it is actually larger than the card, but that makes it the full A2 size, 4.25 by 5.5. So instead of putting it normally, you put your adhesive on the back and apply to the front. Instead, we'll put our adhesive on the card base, since it would be hard to judge exactly where it would need to go on the back of this, since it's larger than the base. Okay. Burnish that well. So it will come up when we're ready for it. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of stamping. This one gets a gold background. If you hear my phone going off with notices, it's because we have all of this snow and ice, and the neighbors are freaking out because as a kid in Texas, several years ago, we used to get a lot of snow, but these days we don't. All right, so we're going to have a gold background. We're going to have a beautiful stem. Look at all the detail in that stem. And a pretty flower. And we also need a little strip that's going to say Happy Valentine. And then the gold background piece, which is hiding. There we go. And you'll find in the alternative, I did not use the full piece. I cut it with the perennial postage dies. So I'm going to scoot those pieces over. Stick that up there to use later. We're going to stamp Happy Valentine. So I need to get that stamp. It does not say Happy Valentine's Day, but it does say Happy Valentine's with the apostrophe, which, as an English teacher for a while, that made me so happy. Okay. Now, I believe there shows that have the color on the bottom, which is what I'm going to do. Sorry, my head's going to get in here for a little bit. You could also put it on the top. Totally your choice. Okay, Happy Valentine's. Whoop. All right, drop my tape in the floor. And then we're going to use that same, oh no, it's not. It's a cancellation one. We're just getting all the stamps. We're going to use a little cancellation one, which I think is the cutest one in the set. here. And then we're using the one that said love, love, love down here in the corner. And that's all the stamping that goes on this one. Then we're just assembling the flower. Did not do so well with that. There are dimensionals and tape, but I am just going to use some good old glue to put this down. I want this to be flat. We will pop up the flower. Just put little dots of glue in spots. Whoop. Missed. All right. Since I kind of messed up that love, I want to, there we go. Cover up my mistake. I'm sure no one that's watching has ever done that. I usually tease and say that that's what embellishments are for, a little sequin, a little pop dot, a little something to cover up our mistakes. And no one but me will know it. And you if you're watching. All right. So now I'm just going to put this on here. One thing, I don't have my pen over here. No, I don't. One thing I think would make this better is to put a little bit of Wink of Stella on it and just so it's a little shiny in some places. I think that would make that pop a little more. All right, now we're going to put our Happy Valentine's. I did not put my gold behind it. It's supposed to have gold behind it. You should have stopped me. All right. So you can see on there, it has the gold behind it. It looks okay without it. That just gives me a piece of gold to do something else with an alternative. Oh, well. Guess I should have followed the instructions, huh? But it's okay. I'm happy with it as it is. All right. And we'll put our little Happy Valentine's Day here. And we'll take our card base. I am going to shut this before I stick my hand in it. All right. And we'll take this off, exposing the sticky. And then line this up. I think I want to do it from behind. There we go. All right. And then there's our card. So it is a little bit different layout than what we usually see from Stampin' Up, which I kind of like doing something a little different. Scoot all this Stampin' Up glitter, all the backs of all these little pieces over out of the way. And then let me show you my alternates. Like I said, for one, I used the envelopes and I cut them into 1-inch squares. So I made like a quilt and I ran it through. I took a 4x4 piece of paper and put all these 1x1 squares on there and then ran it through an embossing folder to give it a quilted look. And I used the Happy Birthday for January. Our product of the month is this set. It just has lots of sentiments that I think, you know, this is one I'll hang on to. It has great sentiments and different type styles, which I like this a lot. So if you have a $75 or more order, not only will you get $7.50 in credits back to use on another order, but you could purchase this for $5. And this is just a great set. So I used the Happy Birthday and a few little colored dots. And like I said, if you order from me for your paper pumpkin, then you will be on my list. Every month I have I contribute 3, and then there are 3 more demonstrators that contribute 3. So you get 12 alternate ideas. And we're very different in our styles. So there's no crossover. This is the second one I did with the beige, piece of basic beige, and just used the Happy Valentine and the little bit of a part of the rose, and embossed that in gold, and used that love, love, love stamp, and made a different Valentine, not a red one. And then, oh, and there's where you can see that I used that gold piece and cut it with perennial postage dies. This is the one I'm the happiest with. This one is watercolored. So I watercolored lightly the whole background in balmy blue, let it dry for a few minutes, and then splattered it with bits of balmy blue and bubble gum. And this is the paper that came with the kit. And then I stamped some of those little postmark things and some stamps in there, and used the You Brighten My Day from the stamp set and added my flower. And I think this one just turned out lovely with the little bits and pieces of the splatters. So thank you for joining me. Do go to conniescraftroom.com and check on becoming a Paper Pumpkin member or a team member. We do have a lot of fun. You can check out Connie's Craft Room Facebook and see some of the fun we had this last week at our team meeting. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.